What you gonna do when the time comes and you have to earn your way? What you gonna do when the time comes and you have to earn your pay? What will you do when you're finally on your own? What will you do when you're finally on your own? What will you do when you're finally on your own? What will you do when you're finally on your own?
What will you do in the world of work? There are thousands of occupations. You might be interested in an important career area called management. People in the management of a company run the business. Is that something you'd like to do? You may have had some experience in management already. In directing others, you are using the skills of management. The same skills exercised in business, industry, and in the armed forces by members of the management team, from foreman right up to the president of the company. You are getting others to get things done according to a plan. This film will tell you a lot about management and leadership. It will help you to decide whether a career in management is for you. More than 9 million managers run the country's business, industry, and government. Many operate their own businesses, mostly smaller enterprises. But the great majority are salaried managers, rapidly growing in numbers, who run all sorts of organizations, everywhere, from small firms to giant national and international corporations, from government agencies and hospitals to all departments of the armed forces serving throughout the world, to universities and associations. Larger organizations usually operate on 3 levels: top management, middle management, and supervisory or first-line management. The Department of Defense operates on basically the same 3 levels. The top management group will usually include at least a board of directors, board chairman, president, and a number of vice presidents who have charge of 1 or more company departments. Top management sets company policy and makes major decisions, such as the products the company will make, the location of new plants, the financing of a new project. Usually the president is the chief executive officer and has final responsibility for the profitable operation and growth of the company. A president's counterpart in local government could be a city manager, or a hospital administrator in the health services, or a college president, or superintendent of schools and education. The president's counterpart in the armed forces could be the commanding officer of a military facility, air base, or naval ship. Each is accountable to some kind of board and has a number of assistants, the equivalent of vice presidents. Then there are the middle-level managers. They have the top posts in various company departments. They can be a commissioned officer serving at the Pentagon, Supervisors make up the largest management group. Generally, they're called foremen in manufacturing. They may be straw bosses or overseers in construction. Bosun mates aboard ship. Included in this group are head tellers in banks, head bookkeepers, district sales managers, elementary school principals, department managers in retail stores. They directly supervise the workers and usually plan and schedule their work and see that new employees are properly trained. Managers must be able to analyze problems, make decisions, and to communicate, either orally or in writing. Managers must have these basic skills to perform their duties, which are essentially the same at all levels of management. Managers plan, forecasting what lies ahead, fixing objectives, setting up programs and procedures. Managers organize, dividing the work among groups, defining lines of communications. They staff operations, choosing competent people. They direct, delegating authority, motivating their people, coordinating their efforts. And managers control, setting up a report system, telling them what is happening and sounding a warning if anything goes wrong. Managers are always responsible for the quality of the work. 1/3 of all salaried managers work in retail and wholesale trade, and substantial numbers in manufacturing, finance, insurance and real estate, service, transportation, government, and the armed forces. Women, now moving into management in growing numbers, make up 15% of the salaried managers. How do you get into management? Some employees rise from the ranks. Usually they must have additional training or their opportunities will be limited. Many enter management from within an organization after a period of progressively more responsible experience in jobs such as salesman and accountant. Most foremen are promoted from the ranks. That's because employers generally want foremen with skill and experience rather than specific education. Most of them, however, are high school graduates. Increasingly, those hired to be trained for management jobs must have a college degree. Many employers look for applicants who have a degree in business administration. Others employ persons with college training in engineering, science, or mathematics to deal with complex industrial processes. A management trainee may be assigned to assist a manager or be placed in different jobs for short periods to learn the business. The smaller owner-manager businesses shouldn't be overlooked. One may find educational requirements lower and his chances good for getting in, learning the business and management skills, and helping to run it in time. Helping themselves to move up the ladder, managers generally continue to improve their knowledge and skills. Reading widely, going to lectures, taking part in workshops, training schools, and training programs. Management experience gained in one company can usually be applied in many other organizations. Thus, a manager may switch to a better job with another company with relative ease. Foremen with outstanding ability, particularly those with education beyond high school, may advance to jobs such as general foreman and department head. Some construction industry foremen go into business for themselves. Big corporations pay their top managers handsomely. Six-figure salaries are not uncommon. Management officials also get other compensation, bonuses, options to buy stock in the company at what may be bargain prices, participation in profit-sharing plans. Many companies give them liberal life insurance, health benefits, club memberships, and other special privileges. Salaries of middle-level managers are usually very good and vary with the size of the company, nature of the industry, and the scope of the job. Starting salaries for supervisors and trainees with college degrees are attractive. Many companies set foreman salaries at from 10 to 40% above the base wages of the highest paid workers they supervise. For specific information on salaries paid managers in your area, see the people at the local office of your state employment service. The American poet Robert Frost once wrote that by working faithfully 8 hours a day, you eventually get to be a boss and work 12 hours a day. Managers in the more responsible jobs generally carry heavy workloads and may work long hours in the office and home, very long hours sometimes. Assignments carried out on their own time may involve travel, speaking engagements, and other activities. Entry-level managers, however, usually work the company's standard work week from 35 to 40 hours. Foremen generally work more than 40 hours a week, arriving before their workers and remaining after they leave. Many foremen are exposed to all kinds of weather or to dirt and noise in plants. Employment of salaried managers generally is likely to continue to increase rapidly in business, industry, and government. Growth in employment of foremen will be moderate. More and more managers will be needed as organizations grow larger and larger. Managers who can cope with the ever-growing flood of information made available through worldwide electronics communications and data processing. Cope with it and make rapid and correct decisions based on it. Now, a management job where you could call the shots may really excite you. You may even welcome the hard work and responsibility that go with it. But before you make a decision that management is for you, you'll want to find out about the many other occupational areas in the world of work. One or more may suit you better. You'll want to see films on other career areas. Become expert on the world of work, digging into occupational material on your own. Talk with your school counselor, with your teachers whose subject you like best, with your parents, State Employment Office, and the recruiter at your local Armed Forces recruiting offices. Then, with the assistance of your school counselor, choose the career area that best suits your needs. Plan with your counselor the education and training you will need. Get working on it. Keep working on it. And probably at some place you've chosen, at some planned time out there ahead of you, you'll hit the target dead center.
What you gonna do when the time comes and you have to earn your way? What you gonna do when the time comes and you have to earn your pay? What will you do when you're finally on your own? What will you do when you're finally on your own? What will you do when you're finally on your own?
What will you really do?